velocity, sorry, you have determined the potential head, you have determined the pressure head, you have determined the that velocity. Now how we will rearrange here, it is all about rearranging the term which is known to you. Now what we have determined, v1 equal to a2 v2 divided by a1, we place this value here only, and we have rearranged, we have got this expression. Now we want to minimize, or we want to rearrange our expression to get the velocity value, because we are looking for the velocity. Now h is known to you. Now you can easily determine the velocity of the v2. V2 will be this. When you will apply, when the root will go here, it will apply one root. Then you have got the velocity v2 will be a2 root over a1 square minus a2 square root over 2gh. Now how you will determine the discharge coefficient? Discharge coefficient means how much is the area of the pipe and how much is the velocity. Discharge coefficient determine when you will multiply it by area with your velocity, it will give you the volumetric flow, which is also called same thing. And discharge will be a2 multiplied by v2, a2, and this whole term will be multiplied. Now you have solved up to here, and now you are looking for constant. Why constant? Because you want to determine parameter which is known to you. You only know the how much is the height in height. How much is the height means, for the experimental kind of thing, you can determine only height only. You don't know the pressure, you don't know the P1 and P2. So you want to determine a particular parameter or particular constant value where you can easily put to determine your values. Now this value is known to you, because when you will apply any kind of manometer or any kind of small tubing is there which is called as manometer, when you will put here and here, the change in height, this height from here to here, it will give you the value of h. Then from this expression, h is known to you, then you can take the whole values as a constant, this from this to this. Then what next we did, we wrote q equal to this whole term c root h. Now this is the constant value which is known as the constant of Venturi. When you are designing any kind of Venturi, you have to determine how much is this constant value, which is based on your theoretical and experimental value. Okay. Now if you want to calculate the theoretical discharge, now here we have written the actual discharge which is less than the theoretical discharge. What does that mean? Because here we calculate the theoretical discharge, we are taking, we have considered that there is no drag, there is no resistance. So for actually in the experimental, when you want to determine actually, what you have to do, you have to multiply it with drag coefficient CD, coefficient of viscosity, which is also called coefficient of discharge, this term CD. Then this will give you the actual value of the discharge coefficient, because at the ideal condition or steady state condition, you are assuming that your fluid is incompressible, means density is constant. You are assuming the no slip condition, means velocity at the surface, it is not varying, it will be the remain zero. And steady state condition means the fluid property which is not changes with respect to time. So you have determined the velocity. Okay, you have determined the actual discharge coefficient. Now here we have written one point which you have to note it, that CD, the discharge coefficient or the coefficient of discharge, and its value is less than unity always, because this is dimensionless quantity, so it is varying between from 0.96 to 98. Due to variation of discharge, due to variation of CD Venturi meter are not suitable for very low velocity. Now you can see here clearly written, if you have lower velocity, you cannot use this equipment. Now coming to the vertical and the inclined. Now what you have to do, if you will put any kind, the inclined kind of thing, then the jet potential, that the potential head will be there only, because you have put into the tilted format, or you have placed at a particular height. Vertical means if the fluid is flowing from the ground to the at a particular floor, means third floor, fourth floor, if you will apply any kind of venturi, then you have some kind of height, then there will be the Z1 and Z2, and here the P1 and P2 will be there. Now you can see the same formula for the discharge are used for horizontal venturi. So you have derived the discharge coefficient, and you have determined how much will be the actual and theoretical flow for the venturis. Now we will move ahead for the orifice meter. Orifice meter, as last that lab lecture, in the lab we discussed that when that it have the different kind of limitation, like venturi have smooth convergent divergent section, but in case of orifice it don't have any kind of such kind of configuration. Means what are the limitation which you are looking for to overcome in the case of venturi, and what are the limitation for the orifice which you are looking for to overcome. Now what we did, have a look of the venturi first of all, orifice plate. When the fluid will flow through a particular pipe, linear pipe, then how you will determine your velocity, how you will determine your pressure. As I already told, if the fluid is flowing in a particular tube, I'm talking about tube, not pipe, tube, then what will happen? The tube diameter will be very lower, it will show the laminar flow, it couldn't show any kind of turbulence, then velocity throughout the channel will be constant. But in the case of pipe, where the diameter will be higher, so if the fluid will flow, you want to determine how much will be the velocity and how much will be the pressure from point 1 to 2. Now in the venturi we were looking that there is the some kind of height difference. Have a look again, some kind of height difference. Now the height will be higher and here height will be lower. The difference from h1 to h2, it will give height h. Okay, now here also, when you will apply any kind of plate means it is completely pipe, you have applied a small hole, and this area will be completely filled with material. Material means any kind of solid surface. So fluid will pass from this position to this position. Okay, it is look like venturi, but this is not a venturi. Now it is creating the same kind of flowing trend, but it is not a venturi. Now here you have applied 1 manometer. Now you can see 1 manometer inlet pressure, inlet height to determine the inlet height. Now here the second will be you have applied here also. Now the difference from position 1 to position 2, it will give you, it will provide you how much is the change in the height. Okay, how you will approach? When the fluid will flow, you will determine the height at this point, you will determine the height at this point, you will make that rho P equal to rho GH. You know the H, this is H, both are Y and H, both are same. Then you can easily determine the pressure. This term is pressure. You have determined the pressure. Now here you have applied some kind of circular plate. Then what will happen when you will restrict a particular pipe to flow? At this point velocity will increase. As I already told, in the venturi you are applying some kind of converging section. Have a look this picture also. You have applied in flow some kind of convergent section. What will happen? This time velocity will increase at this position. Similarly, in the case of orifice, when you will apply some kind of that plate, then what will happen at this position? Velocity will increase. This position velocity will increase, and here will be the change in area of the flow. Why area of the flow? Because here the diameter is very large, here the diameter is very low, so velocity and area, both flowing area, both will change. Then what will happen? Now you can see the fluid get looks like a venturi, but this is not a venturi. This is the flow trend of flow trend of a flowing fluid in a orifice plate, and this particular zone, which is called as vena contracta. If this is orifice plate, this is I'm making the orifice plate. Means if the fluid is flowing from this direction to this direction, you have applied some kind of hole, then what will happen? When the liquid will enter in this position, at this position and this position, what will happen? There a curve nature will form, both position, from this position and this position. Same picture, means there is a curvy nature. This nature, which is called as vena contracta region, vena contracta. If you are talking about orifice, the term vena contracta definitely will come, because it hinder the velocity, it shows some kind of hindrance to flow. How now you can see here velocity will be lower, but here at this point velocity will be higher. We have to fix the plate where you will get complete higher velocity into the downstream position. This is your downstream position. Okay, then you determine the velocity v2, and you got the velocity of v1, and you have also determined the how much is the change in height. If you know the change in height, you can easily determine the pressure, delta P, rho g h. Now apply the Bernoulli theorem. Same, P1, now you have to apply for position 1 and 2. You have applied, then you have rearranged, and same thing. You are saying that you have determined the value of h. How h? H will be P1W plus Z1 minus P2W plus Z2. Now here, why Z1 we are adding with pressure? Why? Because this the change in the velocity, that change in the potential head, which is very small, which will be encounter, which will be added into this height position, this height change in the height position. Equipment you have placed in the that a particular datum line, but the change, now you can see the change in the height, because anyway if your setup is changing, your manometer, which is also affected by the gravitational force, so you have added into the inlet and the outlet position Z1 and Z2. Then you have determined the how much is the change in height h. Now we are looking for same velocity, then you have to rearrange and you have determined the velocity. Now that section 2 is at vena contracta, and the area A to represent the area of the vena contracta. If A0 is the area of the orifice plate. Now here you see, you have taken into consideration, here is your A0 and here you have taken as the A2. Then if you will divide A2 by A0, it will give a constant value, coefficient of contraction. Means when the vena contracta region will create at that particular point, you have to determine how much is the contraction is being happened due to applying the orifice plate. So what you have to do, you have to determine the ratio of the area A0 by A2 by A0, then this value will be Cc. and you have determined from here how much will be the area at the point 2, because you know only this area. You can determine only orifice plate area, but it is showing some kind of hindrance into the downstream section. So definitely you are looking for this area A2. So here the coefficient you have added, that the CC, coefficient of contraction, you have determined A2 equal to A naught Cc. Now A1, A2 equal to A2 V2. Continuity equation you have applied, you have determined the velocity of V1, and A2 you already known A naught multiplied by Cc. Why you have taken this formula, means why you are taking this formula into consideration, because you know area of this part only from orifice plate only. You don't know the area of A2. So we determine in term of A naught, because we know the area at orifice plate only, because we know the diameter of the orifice plate. If you apply pi r square, you will get the area. Now here again you have to determine the, by substituting, you have determined the velocity of V2 in equation this V2 in this expression. You have determined the velocity at V2. Then you have to do some rearrangement, that root will go here, v square rho gh, this will you have to rearrange, you have to determine the velocity of V2. This is nothing but this is only the rearrangement. If you will solve with your hand, then you will let you know. If you find any problem, just let me know. If you are finding in problem in derivation, just I can solve this thing. Now coming to the next point, how after determining the velocity, how you will approach the discharge coefficient. Now the discharge coefficient, same, you are looking for into the downstream section, not upstream section. What you will do, A2 multiplied by V2. A2 already known to you, because we know the area of orifice plate. That's why you have to convert whole part in A naught. Don't forget this part, because you know only area of A naught. You don't know the area of A2. You are putting your manometer into the 2 position, because it will show at that particular point, it will show the higher velocity. So you have to determine in your known quantities. A naught is known to you. How you will calculate? If you know the diameter of the orifice plate, agar diameter it is given 2 mm, okay, 2 mm, it is m is there, okay. Then how you will determine the area? Area will be pi r square, okay, pi r square. Now pi 3.14, okay, pi I'm writing here pi only, 3.14 multiplied by r2, diameter it is given, then how much will be the radius? 1. Because diameter ko agar, if you want to determine the radius, then you have to divide diameter by 2, then a square, then you have got the area, okay. It will be 3.14 multiplied by, it will be 1, then you have got the area 3.14, okay. I think mouse is not working properly, and it will be, if your unit is mm, then it will be mm square, okay. Then you have got the area, you have determined the area. So after determining the area, you can easily calculate the how much will be the discharge coefficient, okay. Then same thing, V2 is known to you. If you will put this thing, you have got the value of this discharge coefficient. Now in the upper part, that in for the Venturi, we also determine the discharge coefficient of Venturi, correct? The coefficient of Venturi meter or discharge coefficient, both are same, huh? Coefficient of discharge or discharge coefficient, both are same word. Coefficient of Venturi meter. Now the discharge coefficient you want to determine, how you will approach here? Now here you you have to simplify this equation. But how you will simplify this expression? You have to, first of all, you have to equate this part and you will get this value. Then after, you have to all these things are rearrangement. Please do at your home. If you find any problem, just let me know. If there is some kind of problem, I will tell you how these derivation it is coming from. These all thing are derivation, all derivation. Now these thing are rearrangement. You know the value of velocity, then you have to rearrange again. Similarly, rearrangement, because you have to determine your CD value with the known quantity which is known to you only. Okay, now you can see finally we got the value CD, discharge coefficient, A naught. Now, as I already told, you have to determine, you have to put your expression at the known quantity. A naught is the diameter. You can easily determine, as I already shown, that it will be 3.14. If your diameter is 2 mm of this orifice plate, A naught, it is known to you. And A1 for this position, you know the diameter of the pipe. So A naught is known to you, A1 is known to you, rho G, that root over 2G, G 9.8, H will be your height. How much is the change in height? Change in height will be from this, Y and H both are same, don't worry, huh? Both are same, Y and H, both are same. How much is the change? Then this will be A1 square and this will be A naught square. Now, we determine the discharge coefficient and we determine how much is the discharge of the flow when the liquid will pass through a particular channel when you will apply any kind of venturi or orifice. We determine. Okay, it may be noted that discharge coefficient of the orifice plate is always smaller than venturi. ये दिमाग में रखने का है कि you have to always keep this in mind that the discharge coefficient of orifice is always smaller than venturi. That you are determining that velocity or discharge which will be the lower value as compared to venturi. Now here, what was big note? Due to the variation of discharge coefficient, due to the variation of discharge coefficient of the venturi meter are not suitable for low velocity. Okay, keep this thing in your mind. If you are designing, if you want to accommodate where you want to accommodate orifice or venturi, then you have to keep this in mind. Means you have to determine how much will be the discharge coefficient, how much will be the flow rate at a particular fluid. Now here comes the difference. This is the very good thing that you should know why we are looking for and what are the difference between venturi and orifice. Then if you are talking about in terms of energy conservation, in the venturi you will get very smooth convergence and divergence section. So the pressure loss in the case of venturi is very lower as compared to orifice plate. Venturi is a device which is inserted into pipeline to measure incompressible fluid flow rate. Incompressible means the density will be constant. It consists of a convergent section, as I already told, convergent section which reduces the diameter to between 1/2 to 1/4 of the diameter of the pipe. This is followed by a divergent section, means 3 sections in venturi. One is convergent section, another one is throat, the third one is your divergent section. The pressure difference between the position just before the venturi and at the throat of the venturi is measured by the differential manometer. The working of the venturi is based on Bernoulli's theorem. When the velocity head increases in an accelerated flow, there is correspond to reduction in the piezometric head. What does that mean? When you will enhance the velocity, the pressure will be reduced. Now the main difference between the venturi and orifice. The venturi can be used to measure the flow rate for all incompressible flow. Gas with low pressure variation as well as the liquid where the orifice is generally used to measure the flow rate of the liquid. Now, this point is very clear that Venturi you can apply each and everywhere for all incompressible flow, but orifice is generally used to apply to determine the flow rate of the liquid. Okay. Now the Venturi meter is installed in a pipe only, and the accelerated flow through the apparatus is subsequently deaccelerated to the original velocity at the outlet of Venturi meter. The flow continues through the pipeline, and in the orifice plate, the entire potential head of the fluid is converted into kinetic energy, and the jet discharge freely into the open atmosphere. Means here it is clearly written that the convergence section is accelerated in terms of the velocity, where the velocity get enhanced. But in the case of orifice plate, here the how much is that constriction, means how much will reduce your area, that will help in the increase in the velocity. Now coming to the next, the rotameter. You can read all these that notes I will provide you, don't worry, I will give it to you. Now the rotameter, first of all we will look into how much is the that design of the rotameter. Now you can see this is the diagram of the rotameter. Now have a one glimpse of the rotameter. The fluid will go here, and here will be, you have applied some kind of, it is called as the float or bob. It is based on your which kind of fluid or which kind of application you want to apply for rotameter. Now here this is the transparent glass, because you want to determine, here will be the scale, these are the scale, and guide wire for the floater, means that a floater have some kind of hole which is connected through the wire, means it cannot dislocate from this position to this position, or it can not that change its orientation or the position. It should be in this direction. Now the floater, now coming to the floater, there is the different kind of floater. You can put the round shape floater, you can put in triangular shape floater, but these floater based on your endpoint application. If you want to measure the velocity of the gas, then you have to apply the round shape, circular shape floater. Okay, generally people they are using. If you want to determine, means this kind of floating, that floater designing part, it is based on your application. Okay, now here you can see there is a small curve is there. Leave it, these are all our hydrodynamic part, leave it, but we will look into how it works. Now the fluid will go here, and it will show some point, means how much will be the height in change, means if the fluid have the so much pressure or so much speed, then there will be the change from this position to this position. This change is called as H. Then same thing will happen if you want to determine the pressure. Then what you will do, pressure equal to rho GH. Okay, then you can easily determine the pressure at this point, how much pressure it is creating to flow. Now if we're talking about the advantage, simpler in that operation, handling and installation easy, wide variety of corrosive fluids can be handled, low cost, and limitation mounted vertically. This is the biggest limitation. You cannot apply rotameter at the tilted position. Limited to small diameter size and capacity, less accurate compared to Venturi and orifice meter. Now rotameter have a lot of limitation, like you cannot mount such kind of system at inclined position or any kind of horizontal position. You have to apply where the fluid will flow from downward direction to upward direction. That is the biggest limitation of the rotameter. That's why very less people they are using, but for the experimental purpose rotameter is frequently which is in use, because when you will design a reactor, if there is some kind of reactor and you are sparging any kind of gas through a cylinder, this is your cylinder, then if this is your cylinder, what will happen? You can easily apply a rotameter here or pressure sensor here, or you can easily apply here rotameter and you can monitor or you can control your gas by using rotameter. Okay,